In this video, we'll be exploring the KwikSchools school management application as a student. We shall be exploring the KwikSchool application as a student. So to log in as a student, just use the second login button, log in here, or log in as others, whichever way you see it on your portal landing page. Now I am logging as a student, and as a student, I can access my dashboard with the following information, seeing my username, which is my student unique identification number, my status, which is active, the current class, dates of admission, and all the rest. Then on the left, I have the list of menu that I can access as a student. On the student menu, we have the dashboard. And on the dashboard, if you expand the dashboard menu, you can see the dashboard home, which is where we are now, the school event calendar, my profile. Of course, the student can even access the school event calendar right from the calendar view here by just clicking on the school calendar, and you can access the school calendar. The school update the calendar with events, upcoming events, and the students or the teachers can access those events. Like we have here, October 1st, Independence Day. So as a student, I can access this information. Just click on the Independence. I can get the detail of the event. So I can access the detail of the events. I can go back to the calendar and even go back to the dashboard. So as a student, I can access the school calendar. I can view my profile, and this is my student profile. You can see the student profile here. I can check all my information if they are correct. If they are not correct, the student can contact the admin for necessary correction. Those are the menus that the student can use under the dashboard. That is the dashboard home, the school calendar, and then my profile. Then we go to the student management. Under the student management, students should be able to see their ID card. If I click on my ID, I can see my ID. This is a printable ID card with a unique QR code. Then this under the student management, I can see my teacher. This is my teacher's details. Students should be able to have information about their teacher, maybe in the event of calling their teachers, getting their teacher's contact, and all that. Those basic information about the teachers can be seen on the teacher's detailed page. Students can also access their classmates, see the list of their classmates. Maybe they need to call a classmate and all that. So you can see that in this class, my classmate in JS1, and you can see the name, the last name, the gender. If gender is selected, of course, then you can see the contact of your classmate. And as a boarding student, you can also see your hostel list and hostel information right from here. That is under the student management. And under the exams and results, that's a very important place for students to check their results. You can see my results. Once a student click on my results menu, the student can access their termly result and their annual report. These are in different tabs. This is termly report, and if I click it, you can see annual report. This currently no annual report card available yet for this student. The termly report, you can see no termly report card available yet for this student. If there are reports available for this student, the student would have seen and then click to access their report cards. Then we have the payments and bill menu. Here, the student can see the fee chart list. That is all the fee that the school requires for each of those classes. If we click on the fee chart list, you can see we see the list of payment that is required for. This is JS1. You can see book. This is how much it is, examination fee, and all that. We'll see. And the student can, of course, access even other classes fee and see what other classes also pays by just selecting the class on the list of class tab at the top here. So you can access that, so that this will guide them in making payments. Then we have payment instructions. The school can update the payment instruction also. This is a frequently asked question which can be updated by the school. The payment instruction is where the student can access the payment instructions as directed by the school. Then we have the school account details also. That's another menu here. school account details. The school account detail enable the student to see the account details of the school so that they can make payment to that account details. And if there are payment instruction along with it, they will see the payment instruction on that page. Students can view their invoices. What is an invoice for the students? The invoice simply lists all the fees that are required of the student to pay at the particular term. For instance, we have here the first time for 2025-2026, and this is the student detail. We can see the school logo there, the school name, and then we can see the list of the payment that is required of this particular student. And this particular student, you can see, has a total fee due of 517,800, but so far the student has just paid 2,300, and you can see the balance there. Student can actually print it and then go back to the dashboard. Student can click on print, and the print view will display where the student can actually print or save it as PDF on the phone. This information can be accessed on the phone on any device. We'll go back to the dashboard, and we are still under the payment and bill. So student can view their invoice, and student can also access their payment history. If I click on payment history for this particular student, you can see the payment history has two sections where we have the combined payment summary and individual payment record. The combined payment summary summarizes the payment for a particular category of payment, like we have category book here, while the individual payment lists all the payment that the student makes accordingly. Maybe under the book, the student has paid twice, or the student pays the fee 3 times. You would have seen it listed under the individual payment, and you will see the date, you will see how much the student paid. And right from there, the student can access their receipt. You can see action, you can see that receipt icon here. If I click on that, the student can actually access the receipt for that particular payment. You can see the particular payment is for books, and this is the total that the student pay on this date through this method. The receipt number is there, the student ID is there. So it saves the school from a printing receipt for student, because this receipt is always accessible to the student at any time they log in into their portal, so they can see their receipt for each of the payment that they have made. They can print the receipt, also print receipt, and the student can actually print their receipt or save it to PDF on their phones, on their computers. So let's go back to the dashboard. So with that, the student can actually access information about their payments and their bills. So see the fee chart, our payment instruction, the school account detail, their invoices, their payment history, and then they can make new payments. They make new payment by submitting payment information to the school. Like here we have the make payment form here that submit proof of payment. At this point, you can see it's an offline payment notification, since the school does not have incorporated online payment system like Flutterwaves and other payment gateway. If payment gateway is not installed for the school, this offline method is the method that the student or the parents use to make the payment. So they send notification which the admin receives at the other end, and then process the payment and approve the payment. Then student can actually see their receipt that has been approved, and they can then print the receipt and of course see their notification that has been approved. So in this case now we have a student here. Student must have seen their invoice, so they know how much they need to pay. So they can just click on this input field and say, okay, 70,000 for instance now, or 7,000 for instance, and say how much did you pay? How did you pay it? So I pay it through bank transfer. Then which of the school account detail did you pay to? I pay to this school account detail. Then transaction ID, if there's any, you enter your transaction ID there. Then you select the date of payment. When did you make the payment? I made the payment on Friday the 3rd. Then the session we are paying for, I'm actually paying for 2025-2026 for the first time. And then if there are other notes, I transferred from OPay to the school's Zenith bank account, or whichever information that the student may want to send. So with this, the student can send the payment notification. So I click on the payment notification, and you can see the payment notification has already been sent. Your payment notification has been successfully sent to the school administrator. So an administrator will review the detail and process the payment shortly. You will see the update on your dashboard once it is confirmed. So you can go back to the dashboard. That is the way the student submit notification for payment. So you can make payment, haven't seen your invoice total, and then you can make payment instrumentally, or you can make the whole payment at a single transfer. Then we go to the my notification, my payment notification. Now you see that the student has actually submitted the notification. So the student can then monitor the notification and see if that payment has actually been approved. Now we have a pending notification, as you can see here. This is the one that the student made earlier, which is has already been processed and confirmed on this date. But this is the one we just submitted now. You can see school fees, and the amount is 7,000. Proof date is this, and submitted on this date. And we can have the status is pending review because the admin has not reviewed it. Once the admin reviews it, then it can be confirmed, and that button can turn green to say that the admin has reviewed it, the payment was confirmed. At the other end, the admin is able to see the detail that the student submitted, the payment detail, how much the student paid, the bank the student paid to, then the admin can confirm and then update the payment notification so that the student can know that the payment has already been approved. So that is how the student manage their payments and bills.